Hello everyone, welcome to the first ever podcast on the Travel Bytes app. My name is Pulkit and today I have Srijit with me who is also the owner of Not on the Maps Instagram channel. He have more than 640,000 followers currently. Welcome to the first podcast, Srijit.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for hosting me. It's a pleasure to talk to you. And thank
Likewise,
you for
Srijit.
giving me an opportunity also.
Correct. So today in this podcast, we are going to hear all the experiences through Srijit about his solo traveling and what all experiences and problems. And we are going to discuss a lot of things, a lot of questions that people might be having related to solo traveling. We are also going to bust some common myths that people have. Is it safe for people? Is it like how do we plan the whole solo travel, etc. So Srijit, before moving ahead, I would like to have a great introduction about you.
Okay, so I'll just introduce myself. I am Srijit. I come from a small town called Thrissur. This is the central part of Kerala. And so initially, now most people know me as a travel content creator. But initially, my journey started as a stockbroker and have been few years into that field. And I was a bit fed up with that profession. Then after that, I moved into traveling. So initially, I started this as a travel company. And so the best, because even from my like very early ages, I love traveling. So but to convince the people to travel, it's quite hard because none of my family, not any of people around me had done, used to do travel a lot. The best way to travel was having a travel company or being a travel guide. So initially I started my profession as a travel company. So I used to assist people in their travels. I used to go as a travel guide to used to make contents, and that's the way we started the journey as a content creator. And now we have a travel company. Now we do as a travel content creator, as well as now we have moved into a production company. So we make and give contents for many travel brands and other brands across South Indian state.
So how long it have been that you have started creating content online and posting online?
I think we started this Instagram page back in 2017, if I remember. Not really sure.
Oh,
2017. Our journey was very slow, very slow. So initially, it was started with I think if I remember, just a old Redmi mobile. So we just need to post some photos, some videos, because the name of the page is not on the map. So
okay.
it was. Now I am not telling it's very true to its name, but when I started, it was true to its name, because the kind of places which we travel, which I used to post, were absolutely people I have not seen before, because it's
Yeah,
right inside some jungles or some were quite unknown, quite unpopular, like people which are not at all popular to the people.
getting it.
Not a touristic places. So we used to take people to such these kind of places.
So Srijit, post COVID, a lot of people have started traveling solo, and now people prefer to travel solo to go on solo hiking and like experience different destinations alone. I went through your profile. I got to know that you are more into the group traveling. You travel with your kids and family as well. So, what do you think which inspires people to go solo? And I've seen a sudden peak in solo traveling post COVID. So, what do you think that what is the idea that goes behind um, having a solo travel? And as we were having a discussion before the podcast, you also mentioned that like you used to travel solo before you started your content creation journey. So when you were a solo traveler, what were your experiences and what was there in your mind to experience that?
So when someone go through my page, you never see the solo kind of contents, because I used to do my solo traveling in between the 2012, 2017 or 18, that period. Suppose that as I told, I have a travel company. I do as a travel guide. I always travel with a group of people or my guest, or then when started the content creation journey, I have a team to travel with me or then with my family. So now in last 5 6 years, I think I have not done solo traveling. But
Okay.
okay, now I think post COVID, the surge on traveling, I think it's mainly because people were fed up sitting at home for, I think, almost like 1 year, I think, and I think that's the prior reason. And once they started to experience this travel, then they really enjoyed it, I think, and people were ready to spend money, because as I had it, I have a travel company. I can clearly see this change, because if I just tell an example, if you take a private pool villa in Kerala somewhere, it costs somewhere between 30 to 40,000 rupees per night, and the number of people who used to book pre-COVID were very less. But after COVID, like if you see most of the luxury properties, at least in South in Kerala side, 80% of their guests were uh, foreigners.
Oh,
80%. Some of the high-end luxury properties, 80% of the pre-COVID were foreigners. And now this is August 15 today, right? There is no rooms. It's absolutely filled with Indian guests. And they are ready to pay this 45,000 per night. Uh, because in last many days I've been getting a lot of queries and there is no properties available. See, this is a monsoon time in Kerala. Normally, this is a low season, and still the properties with 40, 50 rooms are absolutely full. There is no availability for 15, 16 standing, and this is a long weekend. Obviously, there is a reason for that. But still, I'm telling, post-COVID, people started traveling a lot, and that you can see from the airline fares. Airlines now that people travel in airlines a lot, and now coming back to my solo travel experiences, like I started even during my working time, I used to do a lot of solo traveling, and mostly it was in the northern areas, the Himachal, because I think from Kerala, then I think for us, north is bit more attractive. The way for you, Kerala is more attractive, but for us,
yeah, exactly.
uh, the mountains, we have mountains, but not as big as what we see in the Himachal or Kashmir, these kind of areas, and the climate. And
So, like when I was going through your profile, so how I'll tell you my experience that how did I got to know about not on the maps. So I was going through and I was searching for the creators who post content about traveling, and I saw one of your reels that have more than 6 crore views. That is about that cricket ground that is surrounded with the whole forest thing. And I saw, and as soon as I went to the comment section, I saw Sanju Samson's comment on that. And I believe that you remember that moment, right?
yeah,
How was it? Like, did you expect that good of a reach off from that reel?
because yeah, I think in my social media like journey, what I felt is that no, the what content you think will perform well will never perform well, and what you think will never perform will perform
Correct.
great.
Correct.
So you can never expect it to perform. So it was like, but it was a it was not a forest. It's a rubber plantation. Uh,
Okay.
and the crowd was in the, and the thing is that no, like this place. So I had traveled across many places even outside India, and this place was roughly 20 kilometers from my home, and it just very close, just half an hour journey for me, and I never knew this place,
Okay.
and I never knew this place. Yes,
I mean,
it was a guy I saw in social media. It was just one, but that guy didn't had much followers, so that content I didn't reach that much. So I because I think it was from his post I saw that first there was a visual like this. Then I went there, that took it, but it went really viral. I think it went too much. A lot of content created, and I think from people from even north started coming just to cover that ground.
oh my God. That I mean, like as soon as I started watching that reel, I could literally feel the fresh air coming through my lungs, and then it
Yeah.
like a
I think
lot of greenery was
it
there.
was by the I think even the RPG or it's not known their crowd. It's
Yeah.
by the RPG, I think the Lecter Super Games, right? Like Super Lecter Super Games. They're really
Be,
RPG.
being a cricket fan, I mean, it is in one of my checklist. Do the things to play in that ground once.
It was a
Anyway,
football ground. It was a football ground.
yeah. Oh, it was a football ground earlier.
Football ground, but there now for less people are playing there, so they started playing cricket recently only. But it was a football ground for last 20, 25 years. But now
Crazy.
they are playing cricket. It's a rubber plantation,
Yeah, I get it.
so the
So,
ground is for the plantation workers.
so like as you mentioned that you used to travel for solo trips before you started your content creation journey. What was your first solo trip like? Like, where did you go, and what were the challenges that you faced, and what was your experience?
First solo trip, I think, is for, if I remember, it was at Delhi, Agra, then to Manali.
Okay.
Uh, uh, like when you tell a solo traveling, right, you are never solo. That's the truth. So whenever you go, you meet people. So when you start your journey from my home, maybe the first 1 hour you may be solo. But after that, you regularly meet people. You regularly interact with people, and you are never solo once you reach. Maybe normally when you're solo traveling, we prefer to stay in hostels.
Point is, um, as you mentioned that you have traveled solo and you have traveled to Manali as well. So I wanted to know about your liberating moments. So, what were your unexpected experience, personal growth, connections made, etc. Or if you have any story around your solo travel, we would love to hear that.
No, I think in such a way I don't have the dilemma, but I will tell you one small experience when I was in Manali, and I think I took a room. I think somewhere in old Manali. I don't really remember. It was a 10-room property with 9 rooms for Israelis, and I was also sole Indian person that, and I fell down and I had a very bad knee injury, very bad injury, and I was supposed to stay there like 2 days or 3 days, but I was having a little bit of money, but not enough money at that time, and but I ended up staying, I think the 14 days there, but the owner of that homestay just charged me only for 5 nights. I think 5 nights, even though I stayed like 14, 15 nights, because I had to spend a
Okay.
little bit of money for my medical needs and all those stuff. And some of the these Israeli guys, as I was not able to go to the restaurant and all, whenever they come, they used to bring me food, all those stuff. So that was a very nice,
That's
like,
that's such a nice experience to have. I mean, great. So, what are the tips you want to provide to the person who is going to travel solo for the first time? And, what are the tips and tricks that you want to give to the society?
I think like if someone is planning to do a solo travel, first he should go with an open mind. Should not have too much of expectations. First, like definitely imagine if you can get scammed. That's for sure. Sometimes if you're going first time when I took a bus from Delhi to Manali and book a ticket, I never and that bus was not even there. Then I got out of that. These kind of things do happen. If you start like have complaining and happening for all those things, then you can never enjoy your travel. So these are part and parcel of your solo travels. So always have your journey with your mind open, and it will be sure that at some point of time you will be scammed or there will be some like unfortunate moments happening in your journey, but that should not dishearten you. So you can take it as an experience. So next time when you're
Yeah.
when you're doing that, you should always think like, oh, okay, this kind of things can happen. So you should be extra careful. Or like for me, it was a good journey, but for you it may be in some other ways. But these are also a learning experience. So for the next time, you will not fall into this kind of traps. And no, I think when you always then when I will always recommend people to stay in hostels instead of hotel rooms, so that you can know a lot of similar people. And most of these hostels will have their own programs. Like imagine say in Varanasi, a hostel will be having providing you a walking tour. Then you can meet a lot of nice people. You can hear about their stories, and they can really help in your travel to your next destination. And accommodation is also quite nice. I think most of the hostels they have like good washrooms, good. So I always prefer to stay at this place where you get some decent washrooms at least. I think for me, when in my solo travel, always hostels were my comfort zones. So even you don't need to travel, you can just spend 2 or 3 days sitting in a hostel, meeting people, talking to them. It's quite nice.
All right, Shrijit. So now we have a rapid fire segment ready for you where we will be giving two options to you and you have to choose one, okay?
Yeah,
Are you ready for it?
yeah, it's okay.
Okay. Yeah. So would you rather hike alone or eat alone in a restaurant?
Always eat alone in the restaurant because I have a very lazy person, so I don't go for hikes a lot. To avoid hiking, even I wanted around because I don't want to
Oh,
hike to the top. No, I don't go for hiking a lot. So for me, if I want to see a mountain, I will just do like one time. Just to like
okay.
there are some mountains you need to hike, you need to get the best views. So I will on most of these places I do only one time. I will never go back because I am not a hiking person. So yeah, restaurant for sure.
Okay. Would you rather solo travel with no phone or no money?
Oh, that's a tough question.
Yeah.
Eh, so with nobody or I think nobody. So with font, I think most chances you get. Yeah.
I mean, you can take loan on EMI through your phone.
Yeah, nobody, no money.
Yeah, correct.
Even though when I'm traveling, I don't used to carry money mostly.
Okay. So you pay all the payments through your UPI?
Yeah, mostly. But in Ladakh and all, you can do that, right?
Yeah,
There is
you
no
need cash for that.
you don't have.
So I went to Spiti once. Have you ever been there?
Yeah, I'm into Spiti. Yeah.
Yeah, it is an amazing place to be. I mean, everything. It's so beautiful there out there. Have you ever been to that post office that is the
Yeah, yeah.
highest peak post office of India?
Yes, I've been there. I've been there. I sent the
When?
post to my son.
Oh, okay. From there,
Yeah, yeah. He was just
did you get
3 years
it?
old at that. Yeah, 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 we got it like after
Oh,
3 weeks. And I sent to some of my
you
family
know.
in Italy also. They also got. They got before
Hmm.
I got in India. So what do you think?
Oh, so like we
They
went
got in
there
Italy.
and
Then
then
after that, I got it.
yeah. So we went there, and then even I wrote a post letter to my family. But like the postmaster there was like told us that if you are taking it home, it's better to get the stamp from me and carry it with yourself, because sometimes what happen is just because of this minor mistake, the post gets cancelled or you don't get it delivered. So
No,
he told me that,
I got it
yeah,
delivered. Even I got it delivered in Italy as well as my home here also.
in Italy. So I mean
Italy also
that's
they
a
got it.
big thumbs up to the Indian post, right?
But that's what I told. They got for delivered in Italy first, than here. Okay. Yeah.
So, would you rather wake up to a sunrise on a beach or sunrise in the mountain?
That all day.
Uh, You love mountains, right? As you
Yeah,
told
yeah.
that
If you
you.
see if you see my page, you never see beaches. I am not a beach person. I
Oh,
prefer more.
as you mentioned that the North India, like fascinates you a lot. So it's the
Yeah,
mountains.
I like mountains and I like cold climate.
Yeah, great. So, would you rather spend a day cycling through the countryside or sailing on a calm lake?
Like cycling through the countryside. I love the local experiences.
Oh, so
I like
do you want to share some?
yeah, because yeah, like whenever we go to hotels, like I not done a full day cycling, but always when we go to some resorts or hotels, normally they have the cycling tours. So we always go to the countryside. I prefer that.
Okay. Last but not the least, so would you rather get a free upgrade to a scenic room or a surprise local experience voucher?
Surprise local experience for sure.
Surprise local experience voucher?
Yeah, yeah.
You're not fascinated with the scenic view room?
No, I had been to many, so
Oh,
it,
so
it
you
is
have
not something
experienced
that
a lot. So now you don't.
yeah, so it's not
Correct.
something that fascinates me a lot now, but something like surprising it better. No.
Yeah, I get that. I get that feeling. So we before recording this podcast, we made a public announcement. So if people had any query related to solo traveling and if they had any stories about it, so they sent us their stories and questions, and now I'll be discussing them with you. All right. So we have Ragini Gupta who shares her solo travel story that she traveled to the first international trip to Dubai solo for a month during COVID. So what all places did you travel to during COVID? Like when everyone was locked down and then you're like there were travel restrictions going on.
So like when it was just lockdown, I didn't travel. I was at my home only mostly. But once there was the first list of restrictions, so at that time
Okay.
we did a travel to Kashmir. It was a 15-day trip, 14-day trip, and we did it in a caravan. So again,
Oh,
that time, still I get still when people see it's been like now 5 years, and there are
yeah.
people who when see me, they always tell about the first thing is oh I used to see your Kashmir stories. It's been 5 years, and after that I had did like lot of traveling, but there are many people who still tell about this Kashmir trip because as they were everyone is sitting at home. I still remember I was having some around 150K follower or something, and at the now we have around 650K follower. And now if I see up a story views around like sometimes 40, 50K. At that time, even with 150K followers, the story views were 75, 80,000. Like everyone was like, and I used to post some 30 stories a day. And even the last story will get like 40, 50,000 views at that time.
Oh, and how
Because
many followers did you have that back then?
maybe 1.3 lakh, 1.4 lakhs. So
That's a
you can
great number,
imagine,
right?
yeah, it's amazing because even now with 6.5 lakh followers, sometimes we don't get like that kind of story views.
I get
So
that. I get that.
it was only because the people were at home and they were not traveling, and we were traveling to that too in Kashmir. And in
Yeah,
Kashmir there were no restrictions actually mostly. They
I
didn't
get
even
that.
care. When I went to some of the nearby villages, I think they don't even know what code was.
Yes. And during COVID, I started watching many travel vlogs. So if you remember, Mumbaikar Nikhil is one of the guys who live in Mumbai, and he does bike riding, right, to different places. He have covered almost the whole India with the bike riding, etc. So even during COVID, I believe I got that spark. Okay, so there's a lot of things to travel to in India, and we have a lot of beautiful scenery. Before that, before COVID, when I didn't experience anything through online or even offline, I thought that there's not a lot of places to travel to in India. But now, when I have seen a lot of videos and I've followed travel influencers like you, so I have an idea. Okay, so these are the places where we can travel.
Even if you travel 10 years in India, you can't cover India because India itself is a continent. It's impossible and it's quite diverse. That's the thing. You get
Correct.
different, very different kind of it. And so, unlike for you, for me, COVID was not a problem because my son was born in July 2020. It was right during the COVID. For me, that 1 year was we spent time at home. We were quite busy, and for us, COVID was a blessing in disguise. To be honest, our
Yeah.
business prospered post COVID.
Oh,
We never
okay.
had any. For us, COVID was a blessing. I will tell you.
Yeah, I know. But even we work as a travel in a travel agency company, and I can hear a lot of stories related to what happened during COVID times. The travel agents and everyone related to traveling suffered a lot. I mean, the airlines, there were restrictions on the railways, airlines, etc. And after once the like what lockdown was lifted off, but even then the flights were empty. So
Okay?
airlines used to have a lot of losses during that period, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have another question, and the person is asking that do you think an ambivert like him could really have a great time doing solo traveling?
Sorry, something like
Ambivert. So we have introverts, extroverts, and ambivert. So introvert are the people who don't want to communicate to anyone, and then they find their peace in living by themselves. Extrovert are people like you, so who
I'm not
love,
an, no, I'm not an extrovert. So
but
I am with the middle. I'll tell you the thing is that if you see my page, already last 2.5 years, I came in front of the camera. I was very camera shy. I don't used to go in front of camera. So when
but
you
now you are an extrovert, as you have told me a lot of stories that you have met a lot of people during your solo
yes,
traveling.
so that's the thing. So when you meet a lot of people, when you start interacting with them, it's nice to hear stories. So it's nice to like talk to people. So yeah, I think definitely. If I think if the guy person who asked me the call asked me something, I would be in the same shoes at that point of time.
Push. So, according to you, even the ambiverts or introverts can have a great time traveling solo, right?
Even the extroverts, introverts can travel because the guy who travel with me, my camera person, he's an extrovert. He don't. So when we go to a hotel or a resort, he don't speak to anyone, but
Oh,
still he enjoy the travel.
yeah, I
He
get that.
still can enjoy the travel. He don't speak to anyone, and but when you come back, he's really happy. And we've been going together for last 5 6 years, and he's very happy.
That's fun. That's so fun. All right, Srijit, that's all for our first ever podcast on the Travel Bytes app related to solo traveling. Thank you so much for sharing your story and sharing your valuable time with us.
Okay, yeah. Thank you for calling me to this show. And this is my first postcard. I have never this big experience, and I was little like maybe shy to do a podcast. So now, like I used to get a lot of queries like before, but I don't used to tell yes. But now I also start thinking like we should do more.
Yeah, I'll look forward for more. I'm planning to have a podcast related to group travel as well with you because you have a lot
Group
of
traveling will
stories
be
to
more
share,
perfect
and
because I had that lot of like guided tours for especially for a lot of international guests. And so like have too much of lot of stories.
we can schedule a group podcast or a group travel podcast anytime soon, right?
Yeah. So thank you.
Perfect, Gigi. Thank you so much for your time, and then hope to connect with you again.
Yeah,
Have a
thank
good day ahead.
Have a
Bye.
good day.
Yeah, bye.